applications are currently open. They are open until the end of this month, until the 31st of May. You will go onto the website, which is dcuaccommodation.ie, to make your application. You will create a profile on the platform first, and then you can apply. If you have already created a profile, then all you need to do is log in if you are already registered. It is a lottery process, and everyone who has applied will find out once the applications are closed at the end of this month. So anyone who has an application will find out before the end of June if they were successful or unsuccessful in the room lotteries. Final details will be available on our social platforms at DCU Res Life also. And international students do not pay an application fee. So if you are making an application and it is asking you to pay the €50 application fee, then you have made the application as a second, third, or fourth year student and will need to go back through your application and apply as an international student, because we do not charge an application fee for international students. Okay, sorry, just going to go on to the next slide now. So this is the website. When you log into it and you go to the DCU Accommodation, you will click on the Apply tab up the top of the page. If you haven't already registered an account with ourselves, you will click on the Register tab. Once you've done that, it will ask you for details like your full name, your home address. It will ask you for your student number, and I understand that a lot of you may not have a student number, a DCU registered number yet. That's okay. You can actually put in 6 zeros and still make an application. Once you do get your DCU registered number, you can contact us by email and we will change it on your application. So then the next tab is, once you have registered, it is the Apply for Accommodation, which you can see up there on the top of the screen. So you just click on the Apply for Accommodation tab. The accommodation that is available for international students is the Glasnevin campus, which is 238 rooms available to international students here on the Glasnevin campus. That would be the main campus for DCU. The other option you do have as well is the All Hallows campus, and there is 112 rooms available there for international students as well. All the details of the room types will also come up for you when you're making your application, and all details of room types are also on our website with pictures. So this is an example of a Hampstead room, which is on the Glasnevin campus. Normally, this type of room would be for our international undergraduate students. So that would be, the occupancy would be from September until May. This is an example of a single room to your right. And as you can see, you have the single bed, the desk space. You also have a private bathroom, and you are sharing this apartment with 4 other students. To the left, you will see the shared common space per apartment, where you have your kitchen with fridge, cooker, microwave, and so on. And then you have your sofas and your dining space. So this is the shared space within the apartment, and you'd be sharing that apartment with 4 other undergraduate students. On the next slide is College Park. Again, this is for undergraduates or also postgrad 9-month master's students. So if you may be applying as a master's 9-month international student, you could get a room here in College Park, again on the Glasnevin campus, which is the main DCU campus. The room is a double bed and you have your desk space. You again have a private bathroom And then you have the shared common space with the kitchen, a dining area, and sofas there. So it is a double bed. It is still a single occupancy room. You're not sharing with anyone else. It is a private room. You do have a private bathroom, and you would be sharing the apartment with 4 other students. Next, we have our postgraduate accommodation, which is on the Glasnevin campus. There is 105 rooms for postgraduate students on the Glasnevin campus. Now, the postgraduate accommodation, we do have some double rooms. And again, they are single occupancy. But if you are deciding to move onto campus with your partner, then you do have the option that they can share with you. But that is your choice because it is your room. You're the one that's occupying the room. We don't do room shares, but that's your choice if you want to. So if you do opt for when making the application, a double room in the postgraduate accommodation on the Glasnevin campus, then you can choose to have your partner live with you. But again, the choice is yours. These rooms are also private bathrooms and a shared kitchen with 2 to 3 other postgraduate students. The rooms are for 50-week occupancy. So the license would be from the 26th of August until the 12th of August the following year. Again, all these details are on the website, so you can see the move-in dates and the move-out dates. And the example on your right-hand side would be a single room in the postgraduate accommodation. Okay. Next, we have the All Hallows campus. These rooms are single rooms and double rooms, depending on your choice. Some of the rooms would be private bathrooms, but some could be shared with one other student. But all those details are on the application when you're choosing your room type. In All Hallows campus, it isn't a private kitchen per apartment, but it would be one big kitchen on the ground floor, as you can see in the slide. So you have your cookers, there's dishwashers, there is a restaurant beside it, which is open as well. And also there is a dining room available for all students that do live on campus, and then your fridge space as well. So just to note, there's no private kitchen area on the All Hallows campus, but there is a ground floor kitchen for all the students that do live on All Hallows campus. So I'm just going to go through some of the details now with you as well. So once you get a room offer, you will pay a deposit, which is equal to 1 month's rent to secure the room. This does not contribute to your rental payments, and rates are paid per semester in 2 installments. You pay semester 1, and then you can pay semester 2. There is an option to pay in monthly payments prior to each month upon request. If you would like to go and pay your rent monthly, that is no problem. You just need to email us and request it, and we will change your payment plan to monthly payments. Also, the rates are on our website, but as you can see, the rates are between 6,098 per year or 11,505 per year, depending on the campus and the room type. And the breakdown of the room types and the costs are on the website for you to refer back to. The utilities charge is a fixed cost per month, depending on the campus and the building, and you can pay that when you are paying your rent. To give you an example, the utilities charge would be on average about 60 to 70 euros per month. And the utilities include your gas, electricity, maintenance, water, Wi-Fi, security, and waste management. So there's no extra charges then on top of your rent and utilities. Everything would be covered in your rent and utilities. To note as well, if you do secure a room in one of our room lotteries and you pay the 1 month's rent, the security deposit, it is fully refundable if you decide not to take the room offer. So it's important to note that whilst you might secure the room and then find accommodation elsewhere, you just need to contact us, and the 1 month's rent is fully refundable before move-in. If you have moved in, I will go through the details of that on the next slide. Oh, it's coming in a second. So also to give you an idea of living on campus, we run a Res Life program for all residents that live here. So it's a full social program available to all students in residences. We aim to host social events for students such as pizzas, movie nights, meet and greets, and celebrate international holidays and quiz nights. It's a great way for students to mix with fellow residents. It helps students to make new friends and build confidence. Events that students can enjoy outside of the college curriculum. And a lot of the time we do ask students that are living on campus for their feedback and what kind of events they would like for us to run. And we base it around the students and what they have requested. So follow the social media page at DCU Res Life to keep up to date. Any competitions that we run and any events we would put on that Instagram, but we will also email all residents that live on campus as well with upcoming events, such as movie nights or welcome dinners or Thanksgiving. Thank you. Here is just to give you an example of some of the events that we would run every year. So Pancake Tuesday for all residents. It was in all the restaurants on the 3 campuses. And you just had to say your room number and you got pancakes then, and we took some pictures of the students. And again, we get their feedback. We get them to fill out comment cards to see what kind of events that they would like for us to run. This is the welcome dinners. So of course, we understand it can be quite overwhelming, especially for international students when they're coming to a completely different country. So when students do move in, we give it 3 to 4 weeks and then we do the welcome dinners. So your building would have a welcome dinner where you get to meet the other residents. You also get to meet the team here at DCU Rooms, and we get to answer any questions that you might have in relation to the accommodation. So it's a good chance for you to meet fellow residents, but also a good chance for you to meet the team here at DCU Rooms. So, frequently asked questions. Who will I be sharing with? All rooms are randomly allocated. If you would like to share an apartment with a particular person, just send us an email and we'll see what we can do. Also, if you are making the application, you need to choose the option for single gender if you wish to share an apartment with just single gender. We will always try to accommodate that, but you need to make that request when making your application. Is any bedding or cutlery, pots and pans included? A duvet and a pillow is provided, and a mattress protector by DC Rooms, but bedding and cutlery, pots and pans must be provided by the student. We don't say you have to go off and buy any of this stuff before you arrive. It's important that when you arrive, you assess what you may need for the accommodation. And there is plenty of shops nearby all the accommodations to get stuff from. So what if I change my mind and find alternative accommodation after I move in? As I just mentioned a few minutes ago, and I just wanted to explain this to you. Once you've accepted an offer, you are required to give us 28 days notice and held liable for the rent for those 28 days. Alongside this, there's a €100 cancellation charge will be deducted from your deposit. So it's really important that if you do move in on campus and you do take the room offer, if you decide that you want to move out after Christmas or December, or you want to move out earlier than your occupancy license, you must give us 28 days notice, please. And if you do that, at which point we are then able to refund you whatever rent after the 28 days. Are meals provided? This is asked a lot by international students. And is it possible to buy a full board package? Meals are not included, and they're not provided by the accommodation office. Each bedroom allows use of a kitchen where you can prepare meals, and there are also restaurant facilities on the All Hallows and Glasnevin campuses, as well as campus grocery stores and coffee shops, where you can purchase food and drink at your own expense. There's shops open on the campus. They're open till 10 p.m. at night, but we do not provide full board package.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We will take your questions. So please, if you have questions, please put them in the chat. And just before I take questions, I just want to run through a few more slides. So our upcoming webinars include the one for off-campus accommodation. That's going to be next Wednesday. And we would also be doing our international student panel on the 5th of May, where you would get to hear directly from current students about their experience at DCU. Then we'll also be doing a student support services webinar on the 3rd of July as well.
The student panel one is just on the 5th of June. I think you just have a typo there, Priya.
Yes, sorry, 5th of June. Yeah, there's no way we can go back in time. Yes, it's be on the 5th of June. Sorry about that. And then please, if you have not joined the Going app, please do that and check out our app. This is a very good place for you to meet like fellow incoming students and to prepare and plan your arrival in DCU as well. So if you want to register, please check your email for the link. And also please be sure to follow us on our social media. So we would go through the chat. Frank and I will be going through the chat and we'll just call out some questions. So Sarah, if you have answers to some of those, please.
I do, of course. There is no bike service that I'm aware of at the moment between campuses. I know it is something that DCU is looking at offering. I'm not aware if it is currently set up yet, though.
There are a few bikes, so they're not run by DCU. They're a separate company called Tier. They're similar to, I don't know, some countries have kind of like shared mobility services. There isn't many of them, but they are existing. You just have to sign up on their app and then you can rent the bikes that way through their app.
Okay.
There's also buses as well that run between the campuses that are very quick. They only take a few minutes.
Thanks, Frank. The next question was if you are getting the double room, it's a set price for the double room, regardless of whether or not you choose to share it with your partner or have it as single occupancy. It's a set price, so there's no additional charge for having someone there with you. When the lotteries start on the 31st of May, what date will we be able to find out? Before the end of June, you will definitely have found out from the campus residences whether or not you have secured a room in the on-campus lotteries. What I would say is you will get an email to let you know that you are successful if you are successful, and you will be given 2 weeks to pay the security deposit to secure the room, at which point when you haven't paid the security deposit, of course, we'll send reminder emails. And if you haven't paid it, what we will do then is cancel the room offer and then offer it to anyone else that still has an active application. To note, for some of you that are unsuccessful in the lottery, you will be emailed as well. So everyone will be notified by email and you will be told that you were unsuccessful in the lottery, but to please just keep your application active. By active, I mean don't cancel it. That's all you have to do. And you will be included in any future room lotteries based on cancellations. Laundry is covered in the accommodation. We have a laundry facility on all campuses. On the All Hallows campus, we have laundry in Purcell House. We have it here on the Glasnevin campus as well. So you can download an app. I know an eco wash is €3.50 and a dry is €2. And you can pay through the Circuit app, but we'll give you all those details once you move on to campus. For example, we run a general lottery, so it's not based on scholarships or disabilities or anything like that. You would need to speak to those specific offices in DCU. For example, the DARE office where you'd make an application if you need to live on campus based on medical grounds. So when you are making the application, you will choose at least 2 preferences of room types. So you'd have up to 3 preferences on your application to answer your question. So there's no limit on the room type, but you would need to choose at least 2 different room types. So your first choice might be a single ensuite room, and it will say it's a single ensuite in a 3-bedroom apartment. So you will know then that you're sharing with 2 other students. But they're very detailed descriptions of rooms when you are making your application. And as I said, internet and laundry facilities are available. Internet is included in your utilities, and the laundry services are available on each campus. That's no problem. So the lotteries again, first 2 weeks in June, and you will hear back from us before the end of June if you were successful or unsuccessful in the room lotteries. Rental agreements, once you do pay your security deposit, you will be sent out the occupancy license before you pay any rent. Full details of the occupancy license will be sent to any student that has a reserved booking with us and would need to be signed by all students. And there's full details on the rental agreement for all students. But if you've got any questions about anything, please feel free to email campus.residences@dcu.ie, and we would definitely be able to answer any of your questions. So summer extensions to a 50-week stay. So the postgraduate accommodation is a 50-week license that would be August to August. There's no way of extending it unless you secure a room the following year. For the following year, there's no way of extending it because we would be getting the next cohort of successful applicants into the room. If you've applied for a 9-month stay and you are doing an internship, we do offer summer stays for international students on campus. It just means you may need to change your room in May, though. A lot of the time, our student extensions in the summer would stay on the All Hallows campus, just so you're aware. But further details would be sent to anyone living here. And again, just in June, you will get an email to say successful or unsuccessful in the room lotteries. Do we have to apply and switch rooms every semester? So unfortunately, if you do secure a room this year, it doesn't mean that you automatically get a room for next year. It means, again, you need to apply for on-campus accommodation and you will be put into the lottery again. So if you do secure a room for this year, it doesn't automatically mean that you're going to get a room next year. And this is just to be fair to all applicants. And it is very much a lottery system again. And as I said, if you do have a request to share with people that you do know, it would not be a problem. We would always try to accommodate that where possible. If you've made a mistake on an application, please just contact us by email and we will be able to edit your application for you. And the next question is about your visa. If your visa gets refused after you've accepted a room offer and you've paid the deposit, yes, your deposit is fully refundable. Please just contact us at campus.residences@dcu.ie. What we'll do is we will refund you your full security deposit before you check into the room. And to note, if you are holding the room after the move-in date and then you wish to cancel it in the first few weeks due to visa issues, the security deposit and the rent is fully refundable, minus the rent up until the day that you cancel. I hope that is clear, Frank and Priya. I hope that answered as many of your questions as possible. And if you have any other questions, I can try answer them then as well by email.
Maybe if you just want to throw the email in the chat, just so
Of
people
course.
have it,
Of course.
just in case they misspell it or something like that. It might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, and there was just one last question came in just there about does the partner you choose to be your roommate? I think if you're having somebody
It,
share the room, do they have to be a DCU student, or can they come and stay if they're not a DCU
so
student?
there is a limited, it's important to note that there is a very limited amount of double rooms in the postgraduate accommodation. So you wouldn't be guaranteed to get that room. But if you do have a partner or a wife or husband that you wish to share with you, that's not a problem. They do not need to be a DCU student, but we would need to have their details on file for our records, of course, for health and safety reasons. I can't
Okay.
provide an email address for visa and immigration information, maybe.
Yes, so don't worry, I'll take that
Yeah.
one. If you have any specific questions about visas or immigrations, please email our general inbox, DCU Global Recruitment at dcu.ie. And Frank has put that in the chat already. So if you have any questions relating to visas and immigrations, we did the webinar last week. You can go on our page to watch the recording if you could not attend. If you have any more specific questions, please send them to the email. Thank you so much once again, Sarah, for taking the webinar today. And thank you everyone that joined. If you have any more questions after this webinar, please feel free to send an email to the email that Sarah put in the chat. The recordings will be made available to everyone that registered. So you'll be able to go back to this. Once again, thank you so much. I think would end the
There's just one
webinar.
last question there, Priya, about how can we view the recordings. So we'll set the follow-up email will have a link to register for the upcoming webinars and then also a link to the web page with the recordings of the previous webinars. And then the recording of this webinar will go up later today and you should get an email with a link to that.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. And see you guys next week.
Okay. See you later, guys.
పరిస్థితి